Hello, everyone. I wanted to ask you all for a round of applause for Rob, but I can already see that you're recognizing what's happening here. Take a seat, Rob. We'll have Roger Clark online with us, and those two guys, of course, represent the big hit, Red Dead Redemption. Welcome to Con Baltics, Rob.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. This is so great. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having me. This is a little overwhelming at the moment, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
And you really do enjoy Vilnius, right? As far as you've told me before.
I do, yeah. I got in town yesterday around 12 o'clock, and I didn't know what to do. I was jet lagged, and I thought, I got to stay awake. I've got to do something. And so Roger was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, didn't make it. Hopefully, we'll see him here soon. There he is.
There he is. Good morning.
But yeah, I did a little exploring on my own, and really beautiful place, full of really wonderful, wonderful people. So I'm very happy to be here.
Roger, hello again. People are loving you here as far as we see.
How's it going? I wish I could see the audience. Hello, everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be there. Yeah, all right. How many people are there, Rob? How you doing, man? Sorry I can't be there.
Oh my goodness, I don't know how many people are here, but I don't remember a panel this big, actually. It's pretty awesome, man. I'm so sorry that you're not here.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I'm feeling a little better. I'll leave it to you, Rob. You got it all down. That's a cool chair you're in. It's the Flash, huh?
Which one? Oh, the one of Rob's with the flash on. All right.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so, Roger, let's start with you. What got you guys into the business? First of all, that's my first question.
I just went to drama school. You know, I trained in the UK. I started out in theater, and my first voice acting gig was for a slot machine in the UK called Reservoir Frogs. And there was a little frog on the cover, and he was talking into a human ear, because you don't remember Reservoir Dogs, right? Anyways, that was my first foray into gaming. And they wanted a Michael Madsen sound-alike, I remember. So I just went into the booth and I just said cherries, apples, bananas for a while. And that was my first gig. And then I started doing performance capture for games over about 15 years ago and so, and you know, one thing leads to another if you're lucky as an actor, you know? And work begets work, and I'd always been a massive gamer. Oh, now I see myself better. Holy cow, wow. Hello everyone, I can see the backs of your heads now in the front row too, that's awesome. Yeah! Oh, wow. Oh, that's it. Okay, hello everyone. That's cool.
A lot of people listening to your
just
story
to
here.
finish answering your question.
Anyways.
I got into it much the same way as everyone else, to be honest. Yeah, I've been at it over 20 years now, and you know, I haven't looked back, you know. And the fact that you guys all come all the way out to see us at these cons, it just means the world to us.
Rob, what's your story? Oh my goodness, I didn't really train a lot. I was one of those people where I just didn't know what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I kind of am still that person. But I took a vacation to Los Angeles to check it out, and while I was there, I just kind of fell in love with it, and I thought, at that point in my life, I didn't have a wife, didn't have any kids, and like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I thought, I'm just gonna do this, and found some people who could kind of direct me in the right direction. I guess I still don't know exactly how to best get involved in acting. I think I got lucky in a lot of ways. But I've had such a great experience with all of it. And I've met so many fascinating, inspiring people. And I'm really glad that I took the chance to give it a try and see what would happen.
Is that tough or fascinating, the life of an actor? Which word describes it better?
Well, if you're lucky, both. Because if you do find work, then you can learn so much so quickly with, especially working with other actors that have had experience, and they can share their stories with you, and you can learn, how do I get myself lined out and head in the direction I want to go. But if you live as an actor, you book a job, and that's great. Maybe you book a commercial, or even if you book a character in a video game, it's so great. But as soon as that job is over, now you're unemployed again. So it's kind of it's really exciting and really rewarding in a lot of ways, but there's no guarantee of any consistency whatsoever. So it's scary, I think. And now that I do have a wife and kids, I think because I want consistency, that's why I haven't stayed with it, because I can't afford to go without work. So we'll see if things happen, if things come up in the future. I'm not saying I definitely would not do them. I would love to continue to work, but I don't think I have the freedom anymore to just dedicate myself to fingers crossed. I can't do that right now. So.
And it's been what, 9 years since you walked away from the industry, right?
Yeah. We finished Red Dead Redemption. We finished Red Dead Redemption, and I moved from Los Angeles back to Indiana, which is where I grew up. And then they called me for Undead Nightmare, and that was a lot of fun. Got to enjoy that. And then I thought it was over. I thought that was probably going to be the end of my rock star John Marston experience, because I know the story of Red Dead Redemption, and I know what happens with my character. I guess at this point I don't have to worry about spoilers. Probably the game's been out for 12 years now, I think. But I just figured that was it. And so then when I got called to work with Rockstar again, I thought, this is awesome. They're going to have me on a totally different game.
Look at Roger. Do that again.
At what?
Rob
what
did
again?
not see that.
What did you do?
To see what?
Yeah.
Man,
right.
You really screwed up when you let me get this big on the wall, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Carry on, Rob, as you were. Sorry.
I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna have to talk like this now, so I keep an eye on you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah, we'll just excuse ourselves from the audience, turn that way, and that's all right. Okay, Roger, tough or fascinating? Working in the industry.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone. No, to be honest, when you're working, it's the easiest job in the world. And when you're not working, it's one of the hardest.
When you're working, speaking of Red Dead Redemption and the process that got you in there, speaking of the production process and all that, Roger, let's start with you. How did you audition? What made it click for you? And how it all went since then?
So I had a long break from gaming after I graduated college. I didn't have time. I was a massive gamer. But then about 10 years ago, I went back to it, and I bought myself an Xbox 360. And one of the first games that I returned, I went into the GameStop. Do you have GameStop in Vilnius?
GameStop?
Yeah, that video game chain store, no?
I'm not that big of a gamer. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
all right.
Big GameStop's is a big, massive chain in the US. And I went in there and he recommended Skyrim to me and he recommended the first Red Dead Redemption. So funnily enough, I had just finished the first Red Dead Redemption about a month or two before my audition for Arthur. And I didn't know it was for Arthur at the time. All I knew was there was an untitled cowboy project. And my agent knew that I would be interested because it was performance capture, which I had done before on a few games, and I was really fascinated by the whole technology. And we're going to see a lot more of it now. You know, when everybody see the new Avatar trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So that's how games are made. That's the same technology how Red Dead 2 was made. So you're in the helmet with the camera pointed at your face and you've got the mocap suit on and whatnot. So I wanted to go up for that because I'm fascinated by that. And one thing led to another. And it was only until about the second or third audition when I realized that it was actually for the sequel to Red Dead Redemption. And then I kind of flipped out a bit.
All right, and you got in there a little earlier, right?
Say that again?
And you got into the Red Dead Redemption a little earlier, right?
Yeah. But I have a similar story, though, as far as the audition goes. I didn't have any idea that I was auditioning for a video game. I didn't even know it was for a video game. I just, I got a call from my agent for an untitled video game project, but it was through the agency that sent me out for commercial auditions. So I thought that I was gonna go audition for a promo or some kind of commercial spot for a video game that had already been made. And I guess I'm really glad. I'm glad that I didn't know what it was because I would have been so nervous. It was such a huge opportunity. But yeah, I got a call and they said, you booked this untitled video game project. And I said, oh great, what is it? And they said, we still don't know. And so it wasn't until I went we had rehearsals for Red Dead Redemption. We had 3 or 4 rehearsal days before we started shooting, and they gave me my non-disclosure agreement, which was however thick it was. And I signed that. As soon as I signed that, they said, okay, so this is what this is. And I thought, oh man, I'm so happy to be here. This is great. So that's kind of how it all went.
Are you a big gamer? Roger is. Now we know Roger is. Are you?
I'm really not, and I know that a lot of people probably just assume that I'm a big gamer because I'm a character in a video game. And I haven't had a whole lot of time to get involved since I was a little kid. I played when I was a kid. And then my parents would realize, you've been sitting there for 3 hours, get outside, get some sunshine.
What was the game? What was the game?
It was like Nintendo stuff. So like Super Mario Brothers, the first one. And tennis and Zelda and you know, some of those games that came with that console. I don't know what, NES, is that right? Or was it even before that? I'm not sure. But now I've either been working, I do construction work, which takes time, and I have a wife and twin 10-year-old boys, and I've been gone because of Red Dead Redemption 2. I wasn't home for the first 5 years of their lives, essentially. So now that I'm home, I want them to know me, I want to know them, and sitting down for a video game is awesome, I enjoy it. But 2 hours goes by in what seems like 10 minutes, so I've limited myself, and my wife has helped me with that.
All right.
So
that's a real nice way of putting it, Rob.
Yeah. I'm not saying that
you should just do what I do. I tell my wife it's research.
It seems like you're right here, though. You're online, Roger, but the presence is being felt. Okay?
I love it.
That's the nice one.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet you love it, don't you?
Why does everyone here think I'm so funny?
Man, if I had known I was going to be this big, that's awesome. It's almost worth not taking the trip, but I do wish I was up there. I wish I was there with all of you guys. Isn't it crazy? This thing has been like 3 years in the making, or 2 years now. 2 years in the making, and I still couldn't end up on the plane. What's wrong with me?
And even though Roger is already interacting with the audience, we do have a chance to ask some questions. A little later, it's going to be like the last 15 minutes of our discussion. So after 10 minutes or so, there's the microphone. We'll be waiting for you right there. You'll have a chance to ask whatever you want. As I see, the guys are ready to tell you anything about their lives, about Red Dead Redemption and all that. And the process, Roger, you said that it's the best job in the world, it's the easiest job in the world when you're working, and it's the toughest one when you're not. Speaking of the times when you're working, and when you were working on set in the Red Dead Redemption, how did that look like? What's the process Give us the best stories.
So so many people think that what we do is voice acting, because that's what, for the majority of video games, up until about 10, 15 years ago, that's the way it was. It was just an actor in a booth. I could show you my booth, that's right here. I won't though, because you'll see the rest of my office and it's all dirty, but performance capture is like what Andy Serkis did in Lord of the Rings, when you're wearing spandex and you got the balls all over you, and what you see now, like with the making of Avatar and whatnot, that was the majority of our job. So every day we would go into the performance capture volume with cowboy boots and spandex on, and we would act out the scenes much like you would on film, with sets and costumes. The only difference is the costume would be all those shiny little balls with a big helmet and a light pointed into your face. And the sets would be scaffolding and pipes, but you know, we worked on it much like you would for film or TV. And I think the amount of hours that we did, Rob, I think it was pretty comparable maybe to like maybe 5 or 6 seasons of a TV show, right?
Right?
Yeah, yeah. And at one time, it may still be true that you were the most captured person in the world. You had more hours in a mocap suit being captured than anyone. Am I saying that right?
I don't know. That's what they told me. I don't know if it's still true or not, but yeah, I beat Stephen Ogg had the record at Rockstar beforehand anyway, and we smashed that one pretty good. Yeah. I think you smashed it as well, Rob.
Well, and I want to say that this is, you know, he mentioned that we're wearing the spandex suits and cowboy boots. We also had gun holsters. So we all looked so ridiculous. And we had to be these tough cowboys, you know. But the funny thing is, when you get going in the scene and everybody starts doing their thing in character, you forget, even the camera in your face, you forget that it's there. So it becomes very natural somehow. It's amazing how that works. But we had so many people
get used to it. And so many people would have to they'd have to stop themselves from saying bang bang all the time too.
Yeah. But I think because of the amount of talent that we were fortunate to work with, it turned into, like, again, you just forgot that you were wearing that stuff, and you felt like, yeah, I'm really here. And it was really enjoyable.
Apart from the spandex thing, are there any other things that are different when you're acting in a video game from when you're acting in, I don't know, TV series or something, Rob?
Well, so there's no definite camera. The camera can be anywhere.
Boots. The boots. Roger's showing us the boots, right?
Yeah, these are Arthur Morgan's boots. These are the boots I wore for 5 years when we worked on it.
They're looking good.
Literally Arthur Morgan's boots.
It's really cool.
Yeah. So, any other differences?
So I guess what I was saying before is that there's no camera. If you're in a movie or TV, you see a camera, and you have to play to the camera. So you have to basically make sense that the camera can see you. And when you're doing a video game, the cameras are all over the place. And so when they edit it, or whatever they call that, I don't know what the terminology is, but they can put the camera wherever they want. So you had a lot of freedom to just really be in the moment in whatever scene you were doing. You didn't have to worry about, can the camera see me? So that was a very big advantage, I think, for a lot of reasons.
How many hours a day is that?
Roger's asleep now.
Roger's frozen.
12 to 14 hours a day.
14 hours a day, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Usually at least 12, full proper day. And then we would have, that would be 3 weeks. And then we'd have 2 weeks off. But in the 2 weeks off, we would often go into the booth then. And then we would do some of the voice acting section, which was only a small part, but it was still a fair bit. And we'd be that's when you go into the booth then, and then you're just working with your voice and you've got the script. We would still wear the helmets though, so that they could sync our lips.
How to avoid getting exhausted during those 40 hours of process, like each and every day?
I had 2 newborn babies at the time. I just got exhausted. It was good. But it was the most wonderful type of exhaustion because we were working, you know. But no, there was no avoiding getting tired. I'm not going to pretend it was hard work though, because I loved every minute of it.
Rob, did you get exhausted?
Not as much. I mean,
Do we agree?
What is he doing? No idea what he's doing up there. I promise.
I'm not doing anything.
Do we got any other posters?
Yeah, show me something. I want to see
Not
something.
yet, not yet. Roger will make something up.
No.
All right, so
I learned that it was very beneficial for me to know my lines. You have to be off book, and you have to. Some people weren't aware of that when they would walk in to do the work, the performance capture part of it, and they would be so overwhelmed because every character has so many lines. If you didn't memorize them before you got there, because you can't walk around holding your script. I mean, even some of the actors thought, like, this is just going to be me reading these lines. No, you...
Yeah, some of the actors thought it was all voice acting too. They'd show up and they're like, what? I gotta learn my lines? I'll be right back. That happened so many times.
Yeah.
do you still remember some of the lines?
Oh, goodness, yeah. I mean, some of them for sure. It depends on what
Give us your best one.
Well, the one that is requested for me to say most of the time is, you eat babies. Everybody knows that. If you played Undead Nightmare, you know that one.
Roger, which was your best one? The line.
Oh. Oh, and I also remember, boy. Oh, and also don't forget, Leonard!
That definitely deserves a round of applause, yeah. Speaking of the best story, best backstage story. Rob, shoot.
Goodness. All right, so I think a lot of you know this by now, but the actor that played Micah Bell, who is easy to dislike. The actor that played him, though, is one of the funniest, coolest, most outrageous people I've ever met. But he would always be doing something funny, and it was always awesome when he was there working, because he's just a kind of a prankster. Anyway, he would always pretend to hide. We had like a green room where we would all hang out, and when we weren't on the stage. But they would come in and let us know, this is the scene that's up next, this is what we're gonna shoot, you, and you need to come and get ready. And every time that would happen, Peter would say, they'd call out his name, Peter's not here. And he would, I know that it's one of those things that I guess you probably.
That's how he hides, right?
Yeah, oh my goodness, but he was always a character and always so much fun. What do you got,
Roger, what do you got?
Well, there was this one kid. We had a lot of actors on that set. I think I worked with between 800 and 1,000 different people throughout the half-decade that we worked on Red Dead 2. And most people had never done performance capture for a video game before. And I remember one day we had this real young kid who was fresh out of drama school. And it was a real simple thing. It was there was a mayor, or I forget the context, but some big wig, and he had a few bouncers with him, security guards. And the director went up to this kid and gave him his direction. And it was very simple. He said, basically, when you see him get down on the ground, I want you to, oh, am I frozen, am I? Am I frozen?
You're all right again.
Anyway, when you get down on the ground, I want you just pull out your gun and start screaming, everybody get down, get down! That's pretty much it, okay? Kid goes, yeah, no problem. So, director, our lovely director, Rod Edge, he shouts action, the scene starts, The scene is continuing. The guy goes down on the ground. The kid follows his cue. He does it spot on. He pulls out his gun. He says, "Everybody get down! Get down! That's pretty much it!" And then everyone just started bursting out laughing, man.
All right, now it's your time. Ladies and gentlemen, there's the mic.
That joke landed really well.
I couldn't hear the last sentence though, Roger. What was that?
Oh, I could just say I could tell the joke landed really well.
We've got a lot of people though wanting to ask you things, and yeah, we've got the mic set up.
I see some cowboy hats out there. Love it.
Which one?
So since the game is in motion capture, I wanted to ask, were there any, I guess, funny fails or any fun things that happened during that part of production?
This is Sadie
Baltics and all,
by the
yeah.
way.
Oh yeah, sure.
You look great.
Well, whenever I remember once when the guy who plays Bill Williamson, Stephen Palmer, there was one part. I think you all remember the part in the game where Arthur's with Bill and Sean and Micah, and they get ambushed by the Greys, and that's where Sean loses a little piece of his head. Anyway, I remember doing that bit, and I shoved Steve, who plays Bill Williamson, and for whatever reason, his helmet fell off. So we have a thing. We would have a screen up on the wall of our studio called previs, which is short for pre-visualization. And basically what that would show you what we all looked like in game, right? So we're all wearing spandex, but if you looked up at that screen, you'd see me as Arthur, you'd see him as Bill Williamson, you'd see Rob as John Marston, and not only that, but you'd see the atmosphere and the environment that you're actually in. Oh, that's an awesome Seiji cosplay. I see you now, that's brilliant.
Thank you, thank you
well
so
done.
much.
You got the bandana proper color and everything. Anyways, I give Steve a big old shove. His helmet fell off, so when you looked at it up on the screen, it looked like Bill Williamson's head just completely separates from his body. And that was pretty fun. Everyone would always do the same thing too. Whenever they were first day in, they would always look at themselves up on the screen and they'd start moving themselves to see how they moved in game. And they'd all do the same thing. They start doing the worm and everything every day without fail. It would always take 5 or 10 minutes just for them to get over it.
All right, we've got a big line and 10 minutes, I believe, remaining in our talk. So let's get going. Shoot.
Yeah. Okay, so I got a question for Rob. After the game released and became a big hit, did the John Marston character overshadow your voice? I mean, if you go out somewhere, oh, that's John Marston. It's like your voice is your character, but now it becomes like something bigger. Have you ever had some issues, or maybe, oh shit, this guy's now, he's like with my voice and so on. Like, if you get me what I mean, like.
I think I do, yeah. And here's the thing. I know that the only reason anyone knows who I am is because of Red Dead Redemption. I know that. So it makes sense. But it is kind of funny sometimes if I make a post on Instagram or something, and people will respond like with only John Marston things, and I think, yeah, I get it. That's why you know me, but you know that I'm not real. Yeah. I'm not really John Marston. But no, it's very. Of course, I enjoy every second of it, and here's what's crazy too, because I played a character in a video game. People don't recognize me just out on the street, which is great, I guess, right? I mean, I guess people that are recognizable for who they are because they look like they look on screen, everywhere they go, they have to kind of think about, like, people are going to recognize me. I have to behave in a certain way to keep my, I guess, what would it be? You just want to keep your personality the same as what you assume people want it, what you want it to be, right? But for me, nobody has ever come up to me and said, "Are you the guy that played John Marston?" It's never happened. It's just
Wow.
not. It's not a thing. So
Okay, cool. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Let's proceed.
Hello, guys. Well, I have a question for Rob, but it's both of you can answer this. So, spoilers for anyone who haven't finished the game. After Arthur's death in the epilogue, well,
Don't listen if
Well,
you haven't played.
There was an alert.
in the epilogue, John had to, well, you, Rob, had to re-record all the dialogues, like most of the side quests. So my question is, how long did it took for you to re-record them? What Arthur already did, what Roger already did? How long did it took for you to redo his lines and, re-record them? Yeah.
That's a great question. And actually, we kind of did that throughout. We kind of did where Roger did the majority of the performance capture part where it could either be Arthur or John. I did
The
some
side
of it.
missions, yeah.
Yeah, I did some of it. And the stuff that he did, I would go in to the sound booth and I would just do my voice over his actions and vice versa. But it was always really kind of tricky when you would do those scenes because they would say, okay, go ahead and sound like John Marston, but don't move like John Marston because it could be Arthur Morgan. And it was always like such a mind-blowing thing where I thought, you want me to just walk from here to here, but I got to do it. I can't try and look like Arthur Morgan because then that doesn't look like anybody. It was wild. But yeah, Roger,
just like
Roger
Arthur
did.
Morgan.
That was exactly
Yeah.
like Arthur
John
Morgan.
leads with his chest more.
Yeah. Guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes, hello. My question would be for Roger. My most favorite clip of you on the internet is your little cameo video that you made saying that I got some jelly beans. You like jelly beans? So, my question to you, I've got some jelly beans. You like jelly beans?
Oh man, I'm so sad I'm not there now. Yes, the answer is yes. I want the jelly beans.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
So
much.
far, that's the winner of the Best Question Award for sure.
That's right.
Right, Roger?
Yeah. Good old jelly beans.
Another
yeah.
cowboy hat. Let's go.
All right, so this question is for Rob and Roger. While at work, did you have any grudges or maybe temporary? Did you fall out sometimes with Peter Blomqvist, Micah's actor, because of his character? Did he act like an evil guy at work?
No. I know that's hard to believe, but no, he was awesome. He was just it was insane. It's really a testament to how good of an actor he is, to be that unlikable. When you meet him and you realize, I want to hang out with this guy. That's my experience.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
No,
thank you very much.
we were all a big happy family. We worked together for so long, and people got married, babies were born. I mean, we were literally our own gang.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so, hello. This is going to be a request for Rob. Can you do a sentence from Red Dead Redemption in your best John Marston voice? And the line goes, I'll give you a bad case of someone just shot me in the head if you don't hurry up. Can you do that sentence in your best John Marston voice?
I'll give you a bad case of someone just shot you in the head if you don't hurry up.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right, another one.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to say that I'm a big fan of your games, and I think that you're amazing. I had a lot of fun playing with John and Arthur, and they're the best. I love them, really. I just wanted to ask Roger, how are you feeling, man?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm feeling better.
You're okay?
I'm
It's a shame
feeling
that you
better. I
couldn't
was a
make
little
it.
bit.
Shame.
Yeah, it finally caught up with me. Thank you so much. I'm feeling much better.
Yeah, well, get well soon. And, you know, guys, I just want to thank you both for the amazing experience. Really.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. I love you.
Thank you so much.
I mean, looking at
Cheers.
Roger.
You're up.
Looking at
You're
Roger.
all right, girl.
Looking at Roger, we can almost think that having code affects your mood positively. I mean, you're really looking good. All right, another question.
I have a question for both of you. Did you play Red Dead Redemption 2 online, and what do you think of the state of it?
I can answer that. I haven't played even 1 second of it. I got it set up, but I haven't done it. And I guess the other part of that question is I wasn't involved in any of that. It's hard for me to kind of speak on it because I don't really know much about it, to be honest.
Yeah, we're a bit biased towards story mode, obviously. But yeah, I've done online. I remember during COVID, during the pandemic, we were doing a few charity streams, which was a lot of fun. We got some griefers coming. I'm about level 45, but I haven't played in so long. And I know you guys are starving for updates on Red Dead Online. And I hope you guys get what you're looking for soon.
Thank you for the question. We've got 3 quick minutes for, I believe, 3 other questions. And we're ready to listen.
Hi. So while I played Red Dead Redemption 2, I really bonded with a horse. And when she died, I cried for like 20 minutes. And my question is, if you had a horse, how would you name it?
I'll let you go first on that.
Oh, me? Okay. I'd name my horse Rob Wiethoff. Because it's loyal.
Not your donkey, your horse.
I might go with Boudica or Boudicea. I remember that's what Arthur's horse was before. During the Blackwater Massacre, he loses his horse. He talks about Boudica, or Boudicea, however you pronounce it. Some old British Iceni tribeswoman. I'd probably name my horse that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, so there's a joke. It's a riddle, I guess, where a cowboy rides into town on Friday. He leaves 4 days later on Monday. Wait a minute, am I telling this right? Let's say he leaves the next day on Monday. How's that possible?
I don't know.
His horse's name is Friday.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so yeah, maybe I'd name my horse Friday, because if I knew how to tell it, it would be much better. I'm so sorry. I ruined it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, two more questions. Thank you very much. 2 more questions. We can do this all day. We love it, but we'll have some other panels in here, so we have to make it on time. Yes, please.
I stay on the wall, right? For the other panels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just make notes for all of them, too.
Okay, cool. I will.
Hello. I have a question for both of you guys. So you both seem so nice and kind-hearted, and I was wondering, how were you feeling when you were recording lines, when you say something rude or act like brutally? And I just wanted to know how you felt then.
Brilliant. I loved it. I loved being mean and nasty. You smell like your shit took a shit.
Yeah, it was very fun, and I think all the people at Rockstar really enjoyed it too. So you'd be recording all these lines, and when you would get to certain sections, okay, now we're going to do the antagonized lines, whatever, and so you would just rattle them off, one after another, and we'd be in a sound booth with a piece of glass, and then if you looked over, you could see all the people from Rockstar, and they're doing their thing, and they would all be laughing the whole time you were doing it. So it was really fun, ridiculous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Last question, please.
Hi, Mr. Morgan and Mr. Marston. I would like to ask a question about your experience while making Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, what was your favorite part? Was the motion capturing, was it the voice acting, or what was it?
Well, for me, I think it was a combination of things. I was so fortunate to be able to come back and work again with a lot of familiar faces and experience the whole process, really. But I got to have the unique experience of being a playable character in one game and knowing what that process looks like. And then I got to come back and watch another person do it. And it was so awesome. It was so cool to watch someone else do it. Roger, on the first day, I remember thinking, it looks like he's done this for 20 years. And I was overwhelmed by it, and it was so cool. So I got to enjoy watch someone show me how to do it. It was great. That was probably my favorite.
Man, I wouldn't be there if it weren't for you. None of us would be here if it weren't for you.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Rob. But to the kid who asked that wonderful question, I really enjoyed the performance capture aspect of it. That was a big old hoot. But what I was saying earlier, I really enjoyed all the big crowd scenes with the gang. Like when you rescue Jack and bring him back from Bronte's mansion, and when you rescue Sean, and those two big parties at the gang's campsite, where everybody's just chilling and having a lot of fun. I remember recording those scenes was very, very, very good, because we were all a big family by then too. We had all known each other for so many years, so doing those big gang scenes was a lot of fun.
All right, and even though we're leaving Roger pinned on this wall forever, but it's over. Thank you for the questions. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Roger. Give a warm round of applause for our gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming. This is really awesome. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having us.
Really enjoyed it, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another panel
Thank you.
coming soon. Roger, you're staying. You're staying.